Ladies and gentlemen, the hardware has arrived here at Little Creek Park in South Charleston, West Virginia, site of the Class Single A State Championship Series. You take a look at that beautiful trophy, and these two teams are the ones that will be battling out for the Class Single A Championship. The Wahama White Falcons advancing with a victory this morning over Greenbrier West. 29-7 overall on the season. Core coach Wes Riffle. Pendleton County have been ranked number 1 in Class Single A the last 3 weeks of the season, and they have been dominant so far in the tournament. 30-2 coming into the contest for Coach Eric Kreitz and his crew. Pendleton County 2-0 in the state tournament. Wahama, meanwhile, 2-1. So it is a championship series. The White Falcons will need to defeat Pendleton County 2 times back-to-back in order to advance to the championship and take the crown home for the 4th time in 5 years. Meanwhile, Pendleton County needs win only 1 of 2 here in the championship series in this Class this Class Single A Championship Series. Alongside the rest of the crew here at NFHS Network in conjunction with Video Productions, my name is Andrew Miller. Levi Barnard is our producer and has been for the last couple of days of wonderful action here on Field A at the Rock. at Little Creek Park. Let's take a look at the Pendleton County defense. They are the home team, and it will look very similar to what we've seen so far this last 2 days, and it's exactly the same as what started yesterday against the White Falcons. Bailey Beechler, the senior, will get the start. 23 appearances, 17-1 with a 1.45 ERA, 135 strikeouts, just 25 walks on the season. Jess Parker, the sophomore, behind home plate. Lizzie Alt, the senior, at first. Jenna Smith, the senior, at second. Avery Townsend, also a senior, at shortstop. Chesney Koloff, freshman, at third. Jaden Mitz in left field, the junior. Center fielder is Molly Rawl, the sophomore, and Julia Mongold, the senior, in right. Let's take a look at the White Falcon offense. Audrey Reynolds will lead it off. One heck of a season for that young lady as the leadoff hitter. Fiona Van Meter coming off of a tremendous performance against Greenbrier West, where she went 4 for 4. Kaylin Christian, Kate Reynolds, the cleanup hitter. Peyton Stats batting 5th. Alyssa Hoffman, the pitcher, batting 6th. Phoebe Richardson batting 7th. Zoe Mays batting 8th, and Marley Carr batting 9th. It is ready to go for the title here in the top of the first inning, and Bailey Beechler has had a great couple of games here in the postseason. In the game last night against Wahama, went 7 complete, struck out 8, gave up 2 base hits and no walks, no earned runs. And Reynolds squaring the bunts, could not connect on it quickly. The count 0-2. Reynolds, one heck of a season for the right fielder. And again, just a sophomore, so she'll be back for Coach Wes Riffle. The 0-2 pitch, slapped foul, out of play. 42 runs scored for Reynolds, 48 hits, 38 RBI. She leads the team with 15 doubles, 3 triples, 3 home runs, 12 stolen bases as well for the leadoff hitter. She is able to get on base. Here comes the 0-2. And a couple hopper there to the catcher in Jess Parker. One and 2 the counts here in the top of the first inning. Class Single A championship matchup. This one stays low in the zone. Beechler, at the conclusion of this season, is headed off to Robert Morris to continue her stellar high school career in the college level. She's a first-team All-Stater last year as a utility player. Pitches incredibly well, also great at the plate. Here comes the 2-2, that one missing low and out. A tremendous pitching battle last night between these two teams. Beechler went the distance, as did Alyssa Hoffman. Going into the 5th inning of that game, there were only 2 combined hits, 1 for each team, and it was a 1-0 game. Pendleton County, though, got a big 2-run home run from Avery Townsend in the top of the 5th inning. Broke it open, 3-0, scored 3 more runs in the bottom of the 6th, and closed it out over the White Falcons. Pendleton County, an easy victory over Trinity Christian yesterday morning, although it took a little extra time with an hour and 11-minute delay due to rain. A 12-0 5-inning victory for them. 3-2 pitch, chopper towards second, fielded on the tough hop by Smith, and over to Alt for out number 1. Meanwhile, for Wahama, just as the postseason has kind of gone for the White Falcons, again, they had to go to a decisive 3rd game just to get past Gilmer County back in the sectional. A walk-off winner in the bottom of the 7th, 11-10 to advance to regional action. And then Sherman took this White Falcon team the distance, a 10-7 victory in the decisive Game 3. As Wahama advanced, and then Wahama yesterday in their first contest versus Greenbrier West had 7 errors, had to come back in the top of the 6th down by a run, scored 3, ended up winning 7-4, took care of Greenbrier West this morning in the rematch. Van Meter swings heavy at the first couple of offerings. Nice drop pitches there for Beechler. And Van Meter leads this team in runs batted in with 40, 5 home runs. Had 4 base hits this morning. And that victory over Greenbrier West goes at the low pitch, and a swing and a miss as Beechler retires Van Meter. Wahama and Pendleton County in the regular season power index polls for West Virginia Metro News ranked 1 and 2 throughout. Wahama came into the state tournaments ranked second in the state for the last 3 weeks, right behind this Wildcat program who was ranked first the last 3 weeks. Kalen Christian to the plates. Tries to time up that first pitch, fouls it back out of play. Christian leads the team in runs scored with 46, also leads the White Falcons with 51 base hits, third on the team with 38 RBIs.
This one.
And leads the team in triples with 5 of them. Here's a chopper foul. Beechler working quickly, trying to get in rhythm. A lot of rain in the forecast yesterday. Again, we had the hour and 11-minute delay in the Pendleton County Trinity Christian game. Another 10 to 15-minute delay in the Trinity Christian and Greenbrier West elimination game yesterday. We've had good weather today, though. Sunshine, maybe a little bit overcast at the moment. We're hoping that the rain clouds stay away for the remainder of today. 1 and 2 the count to Christian. Beechler came into this game with 135 strikeouts on the season. The 1-2 and add 1 to the total. It's a 1-2-3 top of the first for Pendleton County. The Wildcats headed to the plate here in the championship game.
Wahama in their top of the.
Welcome you back to Little Creek Park in South Charleston, West Virginia, site of the Class Single A state tournaments. 2 days of action starting yesterday morning bright and early at 9:30. It started with 4 teams: Trinity Christian, Greenbrier West, Wahama, and Pendleton County, and it is down to the 2 finalists. As you see the opening round matchups, and then the championship bracket last night, Pendleton County advanced. And then on the loser side, Greenbrier West yesterday afternoon dispatched of Trinity Christian and could not make a big comeback at the end this morning against the White Falcons.
Leading off,
so it will be Alyssa Hoffman, the West Virginia State commits. Once again, she has pitched the entirety of the postseason here at the state tournament. She has done very well. In fact, pitched her best yesterday evening against Pendleton County. Had given up just 1 base hit going into that bottom of the 5th, and one of those was Townsend yesterday on the bunt attempt, and just as last night began, Townsend delivers once again on the bunt single, slapped it down the line at third, and Brinker could not fire it across in time. Townsend had 2 of the 4 base hits in the game last night. The big one for Townsend, though, came in that bottom of inning number 5. As Chesney Colall was hit by a pitch, got to the base pass, and Townsend delivered a rip shot over the right center field wall to make it a 3-0 game. Beechler, first pitch misses and sliding in safely out at second as Townsend earns her 51st stolen base. She stole 2 bases after that bunt attempt in the first inning last night. We'll see if she goes at another one here. 1-0 the count to Beechler. Pitch missing to Beechler. Beechler leading the team in multiple categories. A .556 hitter coming into the postseason, now sitting at .540. 57 RBIs leads this team. 17 doubles, 11 home runs, also first on the team, and she'll smack this one into the cage. 2-1 the count. Hoffman rocks and fires, misses up in the zone. Good stab behind the plate by Van Meter, and that'll keep Townsend over at second. Again, this was a battle, defensive battle, pitcher's battle last night. A 1-0 game going into the fifth inning. 3-1 pitch down the middle and fouled off by Beechler. Now full count. Now Pendleton got the big 2-run jack shot by Townsend in the bottom of the fifth inning, and then in the bottom of the sixth inning, 3 runs across, manufactured on just a couple of base hits by the Wildcats to take that 6-0 lead and finish it off in the top of the seventh. But it was a much closer game than the 6-0 final score would indicate. Here comes the payoff pitch. The off-speed action drops below the plate. And a walk issue. That's one thing that Hoffman has not done much here. In 3 previous games, she has worked 20 innings of action, and she has thrown just 3 walks. And a total of 17 strikeouts yesterday. Added 8 more in game number 1 in the victory over Greenbrier West to advance to this one. Jenna Smith to the plate, the second baseman. Hitting .456 coming into this game, 33 runs, 30 base hits, 30 RBIs, and a 30-30-30 club here. 6 doubles, 3 triples, 3 home runs. She leads the team in walks as well. She has drawn 20 on the season. She'll square to bunt. This one hops the catcher. Van Meter very quick to get back and fire down to third, and that will send Townsend back to the bag at second. You can see some of the MO here for Coach Kreitz. Might try to advance the runners into better position. Here comes another bunt attempt. That one again stabbed for a second, but Van Meter lost it out of the mitts at the last second, and the runners will head to second and third. 2-0 the count now to Smith. Lizzie Alt in the on-deck circle. Hoffman checking the wristband. Swing at the low pitch. Smith misses on that one. 2-1 the count. And 1 the counts here in the bottom of the first. The pitch down the middle and sent right at the shortstop. Fire it across. They'll take the out. Nice play. And a smart play by Christian. Kind of got a little bit confused for a second as Beechler was off of second for a tad bit. And give credit to Smith as she'll add to her RBI total with the sack RBI.
Now batting, first baseman number 15, Lizzie Alt.
First out of the ball game. Beechler ended up heading over to third on the throw across. 1-0 Pendleton County, just as it were last night. Lizzie Alt to the plate, 35 RBIs this season for the senior first baseman. Hoffman will miss on the inside corner. Alt hitting .341 this season, 26 runs, 29 base hits. 7 doubles as well for the first baseman. Hoffman rocks and fires, drops it below the knees. And hauled up in the count 2-0. This pitch grounded towards the second baseman, fielded cleanly by Carr, but that's going to score another. So Smith and Alt doing a job just putting the ball in play, that time to the right side of the infield, and Beechler will head home for the second run of the inning.
Now batting catcher, number 9, Jess Parker.
2 outs and a 2-0 lead now for Pendleton County. Jess Parker to the plate. As the first offering from Hoffman misses the zone. Parker on the season. 20 base hits, 20 RBIs, 16 stolen bases to add to that 270 hitting. Now Parker's had a great couple of ball games behind the plate too as the defensive catcher. She has thrown 2 runners out this 2-day event, trying to steal second. And with the bases now empty and 2 outs, she's ahead in the count to Hoffman, 2-0. Hoffman delivers, slapped back out of play. Once again, Pendleton County in the driver's seat in this series. They must win 1 of 2. Wahama needs to double it up here. They'll have to win this one and turn right back around and try to defeat Pendleton County a second time in order to claim their 4th title in 5 seasons. 3-1 as Hoffman misses up and away. Pendleton County has had one heck of a postseason. They are outscoring their opponents in a big, big way. Upstairs, and a second base on balls issued here by Hoffman. Pendleton County came into the state tournament outscoring their 4-game opponents 57-4. Added 12 more yesterday in the first game, 6 more in the nightcap, so 18 more added to that. And they blanked their 2 opponents. So outscoring their opponents 75-0. Or 75-4, I do apologize, coming into this championship game. Susan Vinsel, the sophomore designated player, steps in and swings heavy the first offering. Vinsel having a great season, hitting .420, 29 hits, 29 runs batted in, 11 doubles. Off-speed action. Vinsel waited on it and missed. Now we saw Vinsel 3 innings of work in the pitcher's circle yesterday. The left-handed backup pitcher, certainly capable if they need her in this 2-game series. This one misses up and away. Going to send the runner down to second. Parker nearly slid over the bag. Able to keep a body part on there. A stolen base. That's number 17 of the season for Jess Parker. Just able to grab a hold at the last second. 2-2 the count. Vinsel swings at this one, launches it into the sky, and in foul territory. The play made by Brinker, and that will do it in the bottom half of the inning. Pendleton County strikes first. They lead it 2-0 after 1.
No plan? No problem. Just wing it. Whether it's a 6 or 10-piece order of our mouth-watering traditional wings or our flavorful boneless wings, now get them smothered in our new garlic parmesan sauce. Gino's Pizza and Spaghetti House. Just wing it.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. You keep us going. Thank you.
For over 4 decades, the health plan has called West Virginia home. It all started with a vision to serve our community with pride and integrity. We've grown alongside West Virginia, becoming part of its fabric. We've been here through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Because at the health plan, we don't just work here, we live here. The health plan, a proud corporate partner with the West Virginia SSAC.
After 1 complete inning, Pendleton County leading Wahama 2-0, a single base hit but a couple of sacrifice RBIs by the bats of the Wildcats. And this game beginning eerily similarly to the first contest between these two last night. Bailey Beechler, through 4 innings, had a perfect game going. Gave up the first base hit of the game in that 4th inning. Pendleton County had a 1-0 lead going into the bottom of the 5th inning. That's when they brought Townsend to the plate, ripped that 2-run home run to make a 3-0 game. In the end, Beechler and the defense held strong. She gave up just 2 base hits in the contest. Although Hoffman and the defense for Wahama were very solid as well. They gave up just 4 base hits. The problem was it was Pendleton County being quite opportunistic, taking advantage of those few hits that they needed. 4, 5, and 6 to the plate. Kate Reynolds will lead it off. The shortstop, sorry, the left fielder and cleanup hitter. Beechler retired. The White Falcons 1, 2, 3 in the top of the first. Couple of strikeouts included. This one ripped opposite field though. And Reynolds, just as she did last night, she had 2 base hits, both of them for Wahama. And she will get things going for the White Falcons here in the top of the 2nd with an opposite field single.
Number 21, center fielder, Peyton Stats.
Now Peyton Stats, one heck of a ball game against Greenbrier West in the elimination contest today. Was 2 for 3 with a double, a triple, and 2 RBIs. Beechler starts Stats off up above the helmet. 1-0 pitch, stays up in the zone again. Stats 41 hits this year, 23 RBIs. Leads the team in stolen bases with 25. She's got 13 doubles on the season as well. The 2-0 pitch, double play opportunity, fielded by Townsend and across the diamond for the 6-3 unassisted double play. Townsend fielded it, headed on the way to the bag at second, and stepped on it to deliver a great 6-3. Watch this play by the Fairmont State commits, and just in front of the speedy Stats at first. So base is empty now with 2 outs as the pitcher Hoffman steps in. 0-1 the count. Our good buddy Greg Carey in the building, foraging for some leftover food here. Here is a slow roller as Alt will let that one roll foul before taking advantage. Greg, did you find anything over there? We appreciate everybody tuning in here on our live streaming coverage of Class Single A Championship action. I'm Andrew Miller. Levi Barnard has been the producer throughout the 2-day event here in Class Single A. Robbie Mounts, the stat guy, right in front of me. Here's a chopper foul down the third base line. Executive producer of Video Productions, Butch Mounts. Class AA Championship action featuring Petersburg and Oak Glen. Over to our left on Field B. Coach Jesse Skiles over there on the call for us at the NFHS Network. Brian Shepard producing Class AA for the last 2 days. We'll be here again tomorrow and Saturday, weather permitting, for Class AAA and Class 4A, as those 2 tournaments will get started tomorrow. Here comes the 1-2. Missing up and away. 2-2 the count. Hoffman hitting .299 this season. Swings that one low and in. And a third strikeout and a third, an interesting version of a 1-2-3 for the Pendleton County Wildcats. 2-0 Pendleton County into the bottom of the second.
To the championship athletes, we say,
good luck.
Go get them.
Fight hard.
Never give up.
you've got this.
There's no I in team.
Let's go. And most importantly, have fun.
At WVU Medicine Thomas Hospitals, we're proud to be the official healthcare partner of West Virginia High School athletics.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
Moving into the bottom of the second inning here in the championship series of Class Single A. Pendleton County leading Wahama 2-0. Wildcats got 2 in the bottom of the first inning. Wahama got a base hit to begin the second inning with Kate Reynolds, but a big play by Avery Townsend, the shortstop, headed to Fairmont State next season. A 6-3 unassisted double play, and then a strikeout of Hoffman by the right-hander Bailey Beechler, and a 1-2-3 inning. 3 strikeouts now for Beechler as we move into the bottom half. Sky is growing a little dark here, and one thing we were hoping to avoid at all costs was some more inclement weather. We had it all day yesterday, battled through. It was beautiful all day, but it is starting to kind of cloud up here and get a little dark. 7-8-9 to the plate here for Pendleton County. Chesney Colall steps in first, Jaden Mitz, and then Julia Mongold at the plate. Colall fouls the first pitch from Hoffman off. Colall hitting .321 coming into the game. 17 base hits, 12 RBIs. Swings heavy at the off-speed action. Behind in the count quickly 0-2. Again, Colall was hit by a pitch yesterday in the bottom of that 5th inning against Wahama. And that set the stage for Avery Townsend to step up and deliver the 2-run home run. Hoffman on the 0-2 pitch. Colall fights it off. Pendleton County in search of their first state championship ever. They have not even been here since 2015. Most wins in the state of West Virginia this year at 30. Hoffman delivers outside of the zone this time. 1-2. Both these teams, good defenses, giving up just 3.5 runs a contest. 1-2 missing up and out. Wahama fought their way through a very difficult Little Canal Conference tournament. They are the champions of the LKC. It's a very good small school conference. Lots of Class Single A talent, lots of Class AA talent. 3-2 the count now as Colall has fought back after going behind 0-2. And the payoff pitch, this one tattooed high and deep. Stats going back and making the grab over the shoulder. And the facial expression is unbothered at best. Peyton Stats has done that many, many times in the outfield, showing why last year she was a second-team All-State captain of the outfield. Stats showing the range, showing the speed, and they'll get the leadoff batter. bring to the plate Jaden Mitz. It's hitting .240 on the season. 12 base hits, 12 RBIs. Hoffman's first delivery. Moves that outside corner on the off-speed pitch. Freezing the batter for strike one. Now the 0-1 upstairs. And one the counts to Mitz. Hoffman has been the workhorse here for Wahama. This is the fourth game for the White Falcons. Hoffman has gone the distance in every single contest. 7 innings yesterday morning against Greenbrier West in the win. 6 in the loss to Pendleton County last night. Went a full 7 this morning against Greenbrier West again. 2-1 the count to Jaden Mitz. This one poked over towards the first base side. Athletic play by Hoffman. But as she was heading towards May, flipped the ball towards May, and that one kind of caught May off guard where it ended up, and that one will be dropped for the error. A soft shot. As you see, it was cut off by Hoffman. Just underhanded it towards the glove of May, and May unable to collect it, so that will send Mitz to the bag on the error. Now to bring up Julia Mongold. And just as we hoped would not happen, the rains have started here in this championship series. Now, Pendleton County played through some rain yesterday morning. Mongold squares the bunt, drops it in front of the plate. Mongold going to make this a tough play. Well done by Van Meter, the catcher. Again, showing why she was a first-team All-State infielder. Last season as a catcher, able to earn the out on Mongold. Mongold does the job, though, with the sac bunt, advancing Mitz into scoring position. Back to the top of the order with Townsend. Townsend, just as she did last night against Hoffman of Wahama. Squared to bunt the first pitch, put it down the third baseline and earned the single, stole the base and scored the first run on the RBI by Jenna Smith. This one's going to get away from Hoffman as the rain continues to pour down here. And it's going to cause a little problems unless the umpires call for a break, and that is what is going to happen. Well, we cannot control everything, and one of the things you cannot control is the weather. The rains have entered, and we are on a temporary delay as the rain hits here on Field A. In Class Single A, Pendleton County leading Wahama 2-0 in the bottom of the second. And we will break away. We'll come back when ready for play.
For over 4 decades, the health plan has called West Virginia home. It all started with a vision to serve our community with pride and integrity. We've grown alongside West Virginia, becoming part of its fabric. We've been here through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Because at the health plan, we don't just work here, we live here. The Health Plan, a proud corporate partner with the Mountain East Conference.
Adventure takes you here, but much of it starts right here in West Virginia, where Toyota has lived alongside hardworking West Virginians for over 25 years, investing over $2 billion in the Buffalo manufacturing plant and bringing in over 2,000 jobs. And that helps fuel the local economy. Thanks for making Toyota the #1 selling brand in West Virginia. See your dealer and start your adventure today. Toyota, let's go places.
If I can have your attention, please. We have a lost phone up in the press box. If you lost your phone, it was found over at the playground. Come up to the press box. Thank you. The lock screen has the pig on it.
I still throw straight though at the night. Yeah, they still throw straight. I still throw straight and just I remember dying out there. Friday nights and my friends and like you still throw straight for crazy stuff. She was sick of all the videos and stuff. She got it outfield. She got it for outfield. Yeah. Such crazy. She's a better. That was pretty long for the Segway, but that's probably a quarter of what PHX's is. She was like, you should have saw her during her TED Talk speech for senior prom. She did so good, like speaking of everything and that. I think it was because she could hear her own voice echo. I think it messed her up. She could hear yourself. She has that thing. She has that thing. Like the ear. Yeah. Peanut butter latte. No one's gonna have that. But peanut butter pie is when is World Beer Day coming out? My mom wanted to try chocolate chip. It was cookies and cream, salted caramel brownie. Oh, that one was smart. I thought that would be good. Yeah, it was not. Lemon cheese. They put it on the line, but it was very good. Strawberry. Lemon crunch will never be on their strips because they buy from Hershey's now, which that makes it. I feel like that it went downhill. Wrote a book for every single outfit. So this is C for poor, and the next part is C for dead people. I read all of the books for chicken. If it's in there, I don't know if it's in there. I was going to go to Saturday and then texted me. It was I don't like it. It would have been pretty, because she didn't know, but it would have been pretty good money installation on Saturday night. The one that thumbs up the message. It's supposed to be him. I was taking his shit. You don't hold that damn umbrella. He did? And the stage was really good. But stay with us on YouTube. He only works times. It's not even like he worked at the 1 year I worked at the I don't know the one left. funnier one. I need a funnier one. One that I can finish. Why is it even hot dog?
Oh wait, it's good.
Happy, yeah.
Like, that happens all the time. I just cat.
Might be great.
Nothing. I'm not hurt. No, it's me. I said it's barely raining.
It's not barely raining.
Yeah, it is. It's raining.
My shoes are wet, so
Just talk to myself. I thought you guys were I was looking at your plan and now it's on your phone. I was like, I don't know. Nobody's there.
Yeah. See, y'all can't just have
there's a shuttle.
What do you use the shuttle for now?
There's only two. There is. It's over there, I think, by Jules.
Oh, is that? Do you want it? It's barely. Come on, sweetie.
Hey, come on. Where are you going to change your flag? Oh, he keeps shuttle. You're like that.
Everybody takes that, cut their arms off.
10 minutes?
4 o'clock. You want to warm up? Ready to go at 4?
Attention, attention, teams, you have 10 minutes to get loose. Games will resume at 4 o'clock. Games will resume at 4 o'clock.
Good enough, Fred? Good enough?
All right, teams, I've been told that you have 4 minutes to complete your warm-ups. Trying to get a 4 o'clock start time.
And we welcome you back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Rock here at Little Creek Park in South Charleston, West Virginia. Field A, another rain delay has come through yesterday morning, an hour and 11-minute rain delay in the opening game of the morning session. Also about a 15-minute delay due to torrential rain in the afternoon session yesterday. It was perfect weather throughout this morning, all the way into this contest, and then the rains came and pelted this field. Luckily for us, here in this Class Single A Championship Series, this turf field drains well, and as the rain stopped, the two teams are back on the field here in this Class Single A Championship matchup between number 1 in the state, Pendleton County, number 2, Wahama. Both teams advancing to the championship series through the double elimination tournament. Pendleton County again 2-0 in the tournament. Wahama 2-1. So the White Falcons must win this game and turn around and win the next game that would immediately follow in order to claim their 4th state title in 5 seasons. Meanwhile, for Pendleton County, they must win just one of two, either this one or if they do not win this first contest, they would have to win the second one in order to claim the school's first ever state championship in softball. At the moment, it is 2-0 Pendleton County. The Wildcats got on the board in the bottom half of inning number 1 with a pair of runs on a base hit. A couple of sacrifice RBIs by Jenna Smith and Lizzie Alt. Meanwhile, just one hit given up so far by Bailey Beechler for Pendleton County. A leadoff single back in the top of this second inning by Kate Reynolds. But a 6-3 unassisted double play ended the threats, and we are sitting now with a runner on third for Pendleton County, Jaden Mitz, who reached on an error.
Number 12, Avery Townsend.
Mongold with a sack bunt, and a 2-0 count to Avery Townsend, the leadoff batter, who singled on a bunt attempt, and we are back underway in this championship series. Game one of a possible two here this afternoon. Class Single A championship taking place to our left on Field B at the Rock. It says Oak Glen and Petersburg vying for the Class AA title. Alongside the rest of the crew here on NFHS, I'm Andrew Miller. As Townsend attempts another bunt attempt down the line at third, it trickles foul. Levi Barnard is our producer for Class Single A. Well, must have been a 2-2 counts on that bunt attempt. There's still only... Okay, so out of the box on the bunt attempt. I'll tell you what, some interesting rules here for softball, obviously. They're going to say that Townsend was outside of the box. And you'll see right there, the foot was inside of the line. Well played there by the home plate umpire to see that. And that is the final out of the bottom of the second. No runs across for Pendleton County. After two, Wildcats lead the White Falcons 2-0.
From our made-from-scratch biscuit sandwiches to hearty breakfast wraps, Tudor's Biscuit World serves up a taste of simpler times. Now pair your favorite sandwich or wrap with a refreshing iced coffee combo. This is Biscuit Country, where made from scratch never tasted better.
Looking for a path to success in service? The West Virginia Army National Guard offers unmatched opportunities. Earn your degree with up to 100% tuition assistance while gaining invaluable leadership skills. Train locally, serve part-time, and build a career with endless possibilities. Join a team dedicated to community, state, and country. The West Virginia Army National Guard, where your future starts today. Visit NationalGuard.com WV to learn more. We guard West Virginia.
An interesting finish to the bottom of the second inning as Avery Townsend attempting a bunt with 2 outs and a runner on third for Pendleton County. Foot stepped over the inside of the left batter's box. Plate umpire caught that. And so Townsend retired, and that ends the bottom of the second inning. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 left aboard. Wahama to the plate here in the top of the third inning. No strangers to comebacks, the White Falcons, as they start down 2-0. 7-8-9 to the plate here, led off by Phoebe Richardson. Richardson late swing on the first pitch by Beechler. Richardson batting .358 on the season. Had an RBI in the elimination game against George Washington, adding to her season total at now 18 RBIs. Checks the swing on the next opportunity, but a called strike nonetheless. And Beechler. Well, I'm not sure if he was signaling that as a swing, because that was not a swing, but it looked like a strike nonetheless. 1-2 the count now to Richardson. And Beechler worked the distance yesterday in the first contest between Pendleton County and Wahama. Gave up just 2 base hits, had a perfect game into the 4th inning. 2-2 as Beechler misses outside the zone. This one chopped foul behind the plate. Richardson digs back in here with a 2-2 count. Beechler rocks and fires, misses low again. Full count. The White Falcons came from behind in both games against Greenbrier West. Yesterday morning they were trailing going into the top of the sixth, scored 3 runs, took their first lead, ended up winning that time. The Cavaliers took the early lead this morning with a 2-0 bottom of the first inning. Wahama, though, fought back to take the lead in the top of the second. Like Mary Brinker, who is the flex player, going to come into pinch run for Richardson. Wahama unable to make the comeback complete last night, of course, against Pendleton County. The final score, 6-0, really not indicative of how close that game was. It was 1-0 headed into the bottom of the fifth inning before Townsend ripped the 2-run home run. Still at 3-0, it was close. And then in the bottom of the sixth, Pendleton County plated 3 insurance runs and finished it off in the top half of the seventh. Joey Mays had 3 base hits, a double in the win this morning against Greenbrier West. Just square to bunt. Puts it nicely down the line at first, underhanded to Alt from the pitcher Beechler. That will advance. Brinker over 2 seconds, so a sac bunt for Mays. Now Marley Carr to the plates. Carr not have a lot of plate appearances here in this state tournament. She was the flex player the majority of the time for Wahama. She's actually going to be batting a .328 batting average, 21 runs, 20 hits, 5 RBIs for the sophomore. Swings hard at the first offering, fouls it off, 1-1 count.
Third baseman, number 7, Danica Hogan.
Chopper behind the plate again as Parker got out of the crouch fast. 0-2 the count now to Carr. Top of the order awaits in Reynolds. And the 0-2 pitch. Again, Carr fouling one off. Well, just as fast as the rains came through, a little bit of sun starting to try to peek its way through again. Had tremendous weather throughout the morning. It's been a wild, wonderful West Virginia weather a couple of days here. Chilly yesterday morning with lots of rain, bright sunshine throughout the afternoon. Once again, rain. Finished off with a nice, cool afternoon and evening. Thought we might have nothing but sunny skies all day today before that delay. 1-2 the count. And again, Carr fighting at the plate against Beechler. That walk, by the way, by Beechler, only her 26th of the entire season. Yeah, the 1-2 off speed. And Carr equal again to the task. Count remains 1-2, the battle here at the plate for the sophomore Marley Carr. Beechler fires on the outside corner and gets the call for the strikeout, number 4 of the game. Second outs here in the top of the third.
Now batting the leadoff hitter, number 8, right fielder Audrey Reynolds.
Audrey Reynolds grounded out to Carr. Sorry, not Carr, grounded out to Smith in the first inning. Beechler missing. .38 RBIs for the sophomore right fielder as Beechler delivers one across the plate. The 1-1 pitch drops low. To send Robbie Mounts out there to second base, tell that umpire down in front. 2-1 the count. This one slapped up into the sky and back out of play as the count evens at 2-2. Two the count here to the leadoff hitter, Audrey Reynolds. Beechler rocks and fires, slapped opposite field, and that's going to be caught over in left field by Jaden Mitz. A base runner aboard for the White Falcons, but again, no damage as they move to the bottom half of the third with the Wildcats leading 2-0.
It doesn't matter if you're playing hard or working hard. Your workout only works out if you recover right.
Recover.
Chocolate milk helps you recover for what comes next. It's delicious and contains the right mix of protein and carbs to help refuel exhausted muscles.
Ready? Recover. Repeat. Chocolate Milk, the official beverage of high school sports, is brought to you by the American Dairy Association Mideast.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. You keep us going. Thank you.
A couple of base runners managing here for Wahama, but no damage once again as Beechler and the defense shutting down the Wahama White Falcon offense. No runs, no hits, no errors, and one left aboard in the top half of the inning. We move to the bottom. Hitters 2, 3, 4 to the plates as the workhorse, that is the senior right-hander, Alyssa Hoffman. Worked 7 innings in the first game victory over Greenbrier West. Worked a total of 13 innings yesterday. 7 in the first game, 6 in the following. Beechler walked her first plate appearance on a full count. Ended up scoring on the sacrifice RBI by Lizzie Alt. Hoffman starts out Beechler with that off-speed action. Comes back towards the inside part of the plate, 2-0 as she misses again. A 2-0 pitch sails outside now, 3-0 the count. We talked about, even with all the work, Hoffman coming into this game, just 3 walks so far. And on the week, on the 2 games, the 2 days, 26 strikeouts total. She walked 2 though, did Hoffman in the first inning. Right back with strike 1 on the 3-0 pitch. 3-1, now back. Beechler heading down to third base to discuss with her coach. Hoffman studying the playbook there on the wristband. Comes with the 3-1. That one ripped high into the sky. And that's going to be off the glove of the Wahama infielder. That might have been Christian. Take a look at it, double check here. Walked off from our normal vantage point.
Now hitting second baseman, number 18.
And that one just over the head of the third baseman. As Brinker moved in quickly. You couldn't have placed that a whole lot better if you're Beechler. As Christian couldn't get to it, Brinker also unable to get back there quickly. Jenna Smith now to the plates. Looks on at a called strike down the middle. Smith had the 6-3 put out sacrifice RBI that scored Townsend in the first inning. Hoffman goes up and away. Well, it's amazing how much rain we've had in the 2 days on this field and how well it has drained and reacted. As soon as the rain stopped, we had a 10-minute warm-up session and right back to action. And you can hardly tell this field took on anything. Here's a late square to bunts, and that one is going to hit the bat still in the batter's box. Smith trying to drop down another sacrifice bunt here. And it just ricocheted right back up and hit her bat. Out now 1-2. Hoffman delivers over the middle. Here's a chopper towards the shortstop. Christian rifles it across into the glove of Mays for the out. Christian showing the arm strength, had to hustle that throw a bit. And that will move Beechler on to second. That will bring Alt to the plates. Had a sac RBI in the first inning. First pitch, that one tattooed, that one high and deep over the head, out in left field of Reynolds. That's going to score Beechler easily from second, and in with the stand-up RBI double is the first baseman, Lizzie Alt. Clean contact on the pitch. As the Wildcats add to the lead here in the bottom of the third. Take a look at the replay. Great contact. And Alt sent that one. So Pendleton County, 1 base hits coming into the inning. Now they have a couple. The single by Beechler, the double of the RBI by Alt. Jess Parker comes to the plates. Walked on 5 pitches, stole the base, but was stranded back in inning number 1. Parker with 20 RBIs on the season. She'll square to bunt. Lays one down the line, and that is going to stay in fair territory. And now Parker's going to head out to second. Nobody standing there. Parker staying vigilant. Looking just to try to advance the runner Alt to third, and she laid a beautiful bunt As it looked like Carr was heading over to try to maybe cover the bag at second, and that one was put basically right where Carr was. And then as Carr throws it back in, Parker realizes there's nobody close. So runners at second and third on the bunt single for Jess Parker. Vinsel now. Now the first pitch. Vinsel with 29 RBIs, a chance for a couple more here in the bottom of the third. Popped out in foul territory to Brinker at third. Her first plate appearance to end the first inning. Hoffman moves upstairs in the zone. 1-1 the count. Second and third here with one out in the bottom of the third inning. The pitch sent to the outfield, and that's going to drop in right in front of Stats. And that's going to score Alt from third. Alt had to wait to make sure. Stats has gotten to a ton in the last couple of days, but she was playing rather deep and could not get in fast enough to make the grab. As you'll see, Stats coming in, dives for it. A nice backup by Reynolds to make sure that it's just one across. Credits Vinsel with the RBI single. And it'll be Molly Rouse going to run for Vinsel.
Out there on first base running is a flex player, Molly Rowe. Now hitting for Pendleton County. Number 17.
So runners at the corners. Chesney Colall getting set to come to the plate again. Well, she lined one. Speaking of Stats, lined one to deep right center field on a tremendous play made by Stats back in the second inning. Stats nearly made another one right there. No throw down. In fact, Van Meter faked it and threw it right towards Hoffman. That one popped out of the glove for a second. Parker stays put though. Second and third once again. Two have crossed here in the bottom of the third. 1-0 the count to Colall. 12 RBIs on the season. Or the freshman. Looking for a couple more. Fouls it off 1-1. Hoffman into the windup. Oh, and inside, 2-1 to count. Well, Hoffman obviously used to working a ton of back-to-back innings. In 27 appearances this year, she is 20-6. Came in having worked almost 150 innings for this game. This one rocketed over the left side. And that's going to score a couple more runs here for Pendleton County. Colall goes opposite field. Now Pendleton County starting to open it up here a little bit. Colall went with the pitch, busted it over top of the second baseman's head. Now four have crossed. It is now 6-0. And that is going to draw a meeting for the coaching staff, including Coach Wes Riffle here at the center circle. And we will wait and see if they're going to stick with Hoffman. We'll take a look at the pitching staff here for Coach Riffle. Hoffman has worked, obviously, the most. She's worked 135 and 2/3 innings coming into the postseason. Again, she is above 150 now. 15 innings of work on the season for Maggie Swisher, the sophomore. Also 12 innings of work for Nixie Davis. So it has really been all Hoffman. And it looks as if that is going to do it at the moment for Hoffman. So, for the first time, we are going to see a new pitcher in the fourth game of the tournament for Wahama, and it is going to be the sophomore Maggie Swisher. We'll check the rest of the defensive changes, and we'll be back in just a minute with the bottom of the third.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes. That'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in West Virginia, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Life doesn't wait, so neither should your care. Whether it's a cough, fever, or stomach bug, Access Plus is here for those urgent moments.
From bumps and bruises to stitches and even x-rays, we've got you covered with extended hours and walk-in care for the whole family.
You do not have to be an Access Health patient to be seen. No appointments, no hassle, just quality care when you need it.
Access Health, where care meets community.
A new pitcher here for the first time in 4 games. Okay, so the call is, and we've got a little bit of confusion with us here. I saw 13 run to the outfield. And so the new pitcher here for Wahama for the first time in 4 games is Swisher. In 15 innings of work, a 3.27 ERA. She is undefeated, though, 3-0 in her 6 appearances. 11 strikeouts, just 3 walks. And you see right there, that is number 13 in right field. That is Hoffman. Well, I always double check because my eyes have deceived me plenty in my existence. But I was almost sure that it was Hoffman heading to right field, and it is Hoffman over in right. And so the changes are this. Audrey Reynolds is out of the ball game. Hoffman has moved to right field. And the new pitcher, as we said, is Swisher. So we've got everything taken care of on our part now. Now the question is will Swisher be able to provide some fight here to this Pendleton County team who has opened things up with 5 base hits in this inning and has scored 4 runs, including the 2 RBI single. 1-1 the count here to Jaden Mitz. Mitz reached on an error in the second inning but was stranded. The sophomore Maggie Swisher getting the opportunity to pitch here in this championship series. Mitz fouls it off, 1-2 the count. The counts to Mitz. Still just 1 out in the inning. The 1-2 pitch. Here's a chopper towards Carr, and it gets under the glove. They're going to send the runner on to third, but the throw is great. And they are going to tag Kolal trying to head towards third. So a great recovery by Hoffman in her first opportunity for a play out in right field. The ball got just right under the glove of Marley Carr over at second. But a great play backing up the play here for Hoffman. And she delivers a gem, and they have got Kolal by a long shot. The tag just barely made.
Now batting number 11, Julia Mungo.
Mitz heading around to second on the play. 2 outs now here in the bottom of the third. And this one launched high into the sky, straightaway center field, and Stats another play. And the White Falcons get out of it with no more damage as Swisher comes in relief. But the lead expands now after 3 complete, 6-0 Pendleton County.
Hi, I'm Heather, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich is getting the perfect bite. It's probably not the first bite, it's the second or the third, with the juicy chicken and the delicious pickle. The bite with the pickle is it. I mean, that is like the magic combination.
Hi, I'm Jennifer. A little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich is the combination of the warm, soft bun against this delicious piece of chicken. The bun is just this soft little hug around the chicken that's so perfect in every bite.
The best thing about West Virginia is West Virginia.
It's family, faith, and integrity.
It's a strong work ethic.
Everyone knows their neighbors.
I think we feel closer to nature and we feel closer to each other.
You can achieve anything here.
To be a West Virginian is to be hopeful. We live in a state that has boundless opportunities, and with boundless opportunities come hope.
Hope Gas is lighting the way forward for West Virginia. Learn more at wvisforhope.com.
We welcome you back to Field A here at the Rock at Little Creek Park in South Charleston, West Virginia, just off of the state capital of the Mountain State. Class Single A Championship Series, game number 1 of a possible 2. Pendleton County leading Wahama now 6-0. That is how the first game ended, although it was a much closer game than that final score. The Wildcats got the bats working, though, in the bottom of the third, ripped 5 hits, including 4 straight. A pitching change made as Hoffman had worked the entirety of the state tournament for the White Falcons. She is now out in right field. Swisher came in, got a couple of plays to end the inning. And now for the White Falcons, the comeback will have to start relatively quickly here. And they're going to have to find a way to break through on Bailey Beechler, who has been very dominant. Now, maybe Van Meter can get going because Van Meter has had a tremendous couple of days here, including a 4-for-4 performance in the victory over Greenbrier West earlier. Van Meter struck out swinging, though, in the first inning. This one tattooed straightaway center field. The line drive, though, made by Molly Rao out there in center field. That'll bring up Kaylee Christian. Also a strikeout, her first plate appearance back in that 1-2-3 first. 4 strikeouts so far for Beechler. And Christian looks on at the first pitch in there for strike 1. The only blemishes at the moment here for Beechler. Gave up the base hit to Reynolds in the second and then walked Richardson in the third. Other than that, no damage. This one down the middle again. Christian falls behind quickly, 0-2. Beechler rocks and fires wildly away. Class AA State Championship Series taking place to our left on Field B. Oak Glen and Petersburg battling. As this one launched foul out of play and comes back into play after hitting the top of the support behind home plate. Count remains 1-2. Christian having a great season this year. 51 base hits, leads the team. Third on the team in RBIs with 38. 5 triples. Also leading the White Falcons, 2-2 as Beechler misses. A 2-2 delivery, keeps it low in the zone. Swing and a miss by Christian. And that is the 5th K of the game for Beechler. First 2 outs recorded here in the top of inning number 4. Kate Reynolds. And she got the 2 base hits last night. Against Beechler, she has the lone base hit so far today, a single in the 2nd. Takes a mammoth swing at the first opportunity. Beechler pulled a little off of that one. One sails to the outside. A little tall task for Wahama. Got just a little taller at the end of that last half inning. Not only do the White Falcons need to come back here, they have to win 2 to win a state championship. Clean contact there by Reynolds as she sends it out of play down the first base side. And the count moves to 1-2. Beechler rocks and fires off speed, drops out of the zone. Trying to dangle that pitch out and see if Reynolds will swing low. Reynolds, one of 6 seniors on the roster here for head coach Wes Riffle. That one low again. And the count now moves full at 3-2. And some good seniors on this club. Richardson, Reynolds. Hoffman obviously headed on to West Virginia State. Peyton Stats, I wonder if she's going to head somewhere. She's got talent. Kate Reynolds we're just talking about. A very talented senior class for Wahama. Swing and a miss. And it's a 1-2-3, top of the 4th for the Wildcats. Pendleton County in control at the moment here in the championship series.
Wahama in their top of the 4th inning, no runs.
For over 4 decades, the health plan is called West Virginia Home. It all started with a vision to serve our community with pride and integrity. We've grown alongside West Virginia, becoming part of its fabric. We've been here through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Because at the health plan, we don't just work here, we live here. Proudly serving West Virginia since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community. The health plan. Here for you.
No plan? No problem. Just wing it. Whether it's a 6 or 10-piece order of our mouth-watering traditional wings or our flavorful boneless wings, now get them smothered in our new garlic parmesan sauce. Gino's Pizza and Spaghetti House. Just wing it.
Well, the senior right-hander Bailey Beechler has been relatively dominant throughout this postseason. Gave up just 2 base hits last night against Wahama in that 6-0 victory. 3 of the 4 innings have ended in a 1-2-3 variety, with 6 strikeouts, including 2 more for Beechler in the top of the 4th inning. She's given up just 1 base hits and 2 base runners. She walked a runner in the 3rd. So Wahama fighting, trying to find some crack in this Pendleton County team right now, where there seems to not be too many of them. Maggie Swisher back in the pitcher circle, came in relief of Hoffman and got the couple outs needed. The sophomore ready to go to work against the first batter here in the bottom of the 4th, and it is Townsend again. Townsend singled on that bunt just as she did last night. Stole the base and scored on a sac RBI by Smith. And then attempted a bunt as well in the 2nd. Her foot went outside the box and she was called out. Slaps this one foul for an 0-1 count here. Now here comes the bunt attempt. There's that off-speed pitch. Well, not only Hoffman, but so Swisher has as well. Just that changeup, that slow looping changeup that hangs where it is hard to hit. Now the 1-1 pitch just drops below the plate. 2-1. Swisher rocks and fires. One hops fan meter behind the plate. It's now 3-1. And Townsend knows how to get on base, and when she does, she causes problems. 63 runs scored, now 64, 53 hits, 51 stolen bases. She just knows what to do. This one slapped over towards left field. It's going to drop in front of Mitz. Townsend going to try to take two, slides in, and she has got the edge of the fingernail trying to hold on to the bag at second. Could not do it, and a very smart play as the tag applied and the tag kept on. Townsend got a little greedy here. You'll take a look. A good throw by Mitz. Right on line. Townsend had it at first, and then you see that toe or that angle of the middle finger just falling off the bag for a second, and Carr kept the tag on. Well done by Carr. Now Beechler's going to send one high, send one deep, right off the bottom of the fence line. Beechler was looking for home run number 12 with the opposite field shot, and it caught right at the bottom of the fence out in right center. Beechler now 2 for 2 with a double. Pinch runner coming in for Beechler, going to be Lexi Tingler, the freshman. Take a look at that healthy swing there. Opposite field, just a gap shot. Hoffman got there quickly. That one almost wedged off of the bottom of the fence.
On second base, number 3, Lexi Tingler. Now batting for Pendleton County.
Jenna Smith ready to go to work again. Had a sacrifice RBI in the first inning. She has grounded out twice, both times to the shortstop, Christian. So a runner in scoring position with one out in the bottom of the fourth. Swisher rocks and fires. This one sent opposite field, but right at Hoffman. She did not move, I don't think, and made that grab for out number 2. Clean contact by Smith. Hit it right where Hoffman was. So 2 outs now in the inning, and Glizzy Alt. Good day at the plate for Alt. Had a sacrifice RBI in the first, ripped a double and scored an RBI. Also scored herself in the third.
Number 15, Lizzie out.
Swisher rocks and fires, soft speed action, and Alt way out in front of that pitch. Well, having not seen Wahama this year, our first opportunity to take a look at Swisher, just a sophomore. And just in a little bit of time that we've seen, looks like the White Falcon pitching staff is in pretty good hands once Hoffman heads on to West Virginia State next year. Alt fouls this one off, an 0-2 count now with 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth. Here comes that slow pitch. That one stayed up and away. Count moves to 1-2. Pendleton County again. Their first trip to the state tournament since 2015 in search of their first ever state championship. Wahama won 3 straight from 21 through 23, missed out on the tournament last year. They've been the Cardiac Kids here in the postseason. Again, had to go to a Game 3 decisive in the sectional, defeated Gilmer County on a walk-off. Decisive Game 3 caused by Sherman. A 10-7 victory for Wahama just to get here. Had to come back in the first game against Greenbrier West late in the top of the 6th. Well, less of a comeback here this morning against the Cavaliers. They trailed 2-0 to begin and then got the lead 3-2 in the second inning and kept it. 2-2 pitch. That one hops. Van Meter behind the plate. The pitch from Swisher turned on and fouled down the line. And the count remains full at 3-2. Jess Parker in the on-deck circle. Well, last night these two teams met going into the 5th inning, just 2 total hits. Pendleton County ended up with just 4, but right now they are locked and loaded. 8 base hits off the bats of the Wildcats so far here in this championship game 1. Count remains full at 3-2 to Alt, with 36 RBIs. Actually 37, I apologize. Missed that first sac RBI in the first inning. 8 doubles now on the year as well for the senior first baseman. Swisher delivers the payoff pitch. That one hit high. That one hit deep over the head of Hoffman. That's going to score the 7th run as Tingler, the pinch runner, heads home from second. And another hard hit opposite field shot by the Pendleton County Bats. That's the 3rd hit of the inning. And that's the 3rd RBI by that young lady. Lizzie Auld, as you'll see, goes with the pitch. And again, good contact over the head of Hoffman.
Now hitting catcher number 9, Jess Parker.
That is the 2nd RBI double of the game for Alt. She is 2 for 3 with 3 ribbies. Jess Parker 1 for 1, walked, stole a base in the 1st, singled and scored in the 3rd inning. Lays off the first opportunity by Swisher upstairs for ball 1. Now you look at Pendleton County here, the runner in scoring position out at second. If that one crosses, this game gets really, really nerve-wracking if you're a Wahama fan, because the top of the 5th inning is coming up, and if Alt scores here, it's an 8-run lead. At that point, the White Falcons got to get going very quickly. 2-0 pitch. This one popped up over near Hoffman again. She'll move towards the line and make the grab, and it will be just 7. But another run crosses here for the Wildcats, and they have a commanding 7-0 lead as we enter the 5th.
To the championship athletes, we say,
good luck. Go get them.
Fight hard.
Never give up.
You've got this.
There's no I in team.
Let's go. And most importantly, have fun.
At WVU Medicine Thomas Hospitals, we're proud to be the official healthcare partner of West Virginia High School athletics.
Adventure takes you here, but much of it starts right here in West Virginia, where Toyota has lived alongside hardworking West Virginians for over 25 years, investing over $2 billion in the Buffalo manufacturing plant and bringing in over 2,000 jobs. And that helps fuel the local economy. Thanks for making Toyota the #1 selling brand in West Virginia. See your dealer and start your adventure today. Toyota, let's go places.
We have played 4 complete innings here in Class Single A in the Championship Series, game 1 of a possible 2. Pendleton County flexing its muscle as you see 9 base hits, including 3 more. In the bottom half of the 4th inning, 1 more run plated, and it is a pretty commanding 7-0 lead. Wahama with plenty of work to do. The White Falcons, though, able to stave off a possible early elimination attempt by Pendleton County by keeping Alt that 8th possible run at second to end the inning. So the White Falcons, who have managed just 1 base hit against Beechler, will try to figure out a way to crack the code here as we move into the latter part of the ball game. Top of the 5th inning, it'll be Peyton Stats Melissa Hoffman and Phoebe Richardson to lead it off.
Center fielder Peyton
Stats hit into that 6-3 unassisted double play back in the second inning. As Beechler starts her off up in the zone, 1-0 the count. Stats hitting near 400 this season. She has had a great two-day tournament, defensively specifically, but add to that another base hit. Stats has certainly done the job in center field throughout this four-game extravaganza for the White Falcons, and this time the second base hits of the game given up by Beechler. That was clean contact on a rip shot. 42nd hit of the year for Stats. She also leads this team in stolen bases with 25. I would imagine that it is possible that Coach Riffle is going to attempt to send Stats here, even with Jess Parker's arm strength and accuracy. First pitch, they are going to send her, and Stats able to make it. She's going to try to head to third. The throw, not in time. It got to the outfield as Rawl threw it accurately over towards third, but Stats up quickly and hustled over to third base. So the stolen base and then advancing on the throw out to center. White Falcons trying to do what they do best here in this postseason. That is manufacture runs in any way possible. Hoffman checks the swing, a called strike. 1-1 the count. Hoffman struck out swinging, her only plate appearance in the second. The 1-1, this one ripped up the middle. Townsend fields it on a tough hop and got the arm strength across for out. Number 1, and that will score the first run of the game for Wahama. Hoffman delivers on the sac RBI. Stats looking a little less than 100% there. She slid into home. Hopefully she's okay.
Number 3, Phoebe Richardson.
So the first run of the entire state tournament given up by Beechler and Pendleton County. Richardson looks on at one outside of the zone. Richardson walked in her plate appearance back in the third, but was stranded at second. And fastball down the middle. And 1 the counts. Beechler put a little extra on that one. Maybe upset she gave up a run here. Right back to the middle of the plate again with a fastball. You can hear the snap off of the glove of Jess Parker behind the plate on the last two fastball pitches. Beechler up in the counts to Richardson, 1-2. Now back to the off speed with the changeup. And another strikeout to number 7. For Bailey Beechler. I'll give credit to Richardson. She held back as long as she could and couldn't get out to it. So 2 outs here in the top of the 5th.
Number 7, Zoe Mays.
Zoe Mays to the plate. Coming off a great offensive performance in the GW victory. Swings at this one, nubs it back though to Beechler, who underhands it to Alt for out number 3. Wahama, though, finally breaks through against the Wildcats. They got one as we move to the bottom of the 5th.
Hi, I'm Heather, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich is getting the perfect bite. It's probably not the first bite, it's the second or the third, with the juicy chicken and the delicious pickle. The bite with the pickle is it. I mean, that is like the magic combination.
Hi, I'm Jennifer. A little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich is the combination of the warm, soft bun against this delicious piece of chicken. The bun is just this soft little hug around the chicken that's so perfect in every bite.
The best thing about West Virginia is West Virginia.
It's family, faith, and integrity.
It's a strong work ethic.
Everyone knows their neighbors.
I think we feel closer to nature and we feel closer to each other.
You can achieve anything here.
To be a West Virginian is to be hopeful. We live in a state that has boundless opportunities, And with boundless opportunities come hope.
Hope Gas is lighting the way forward for West Virginia. Learn more at wvsforhope.com.
The White Falcons showing some grit, showing some determination in the top half of inning number 5. Got a leadoff base hit by the center fielder Peyton Stats. Stole her 26th base of the season. Made it to third on the throw that got away to center field, and then a sacrifice RBI by Alyssa Hoffman. Able to plate the first run against the Wildcats here in the state tournament. As the White Falcons try to make a late comeback here. Pendleton County, though, they have the bats working. 9 total hits and 7 total runs. Vinsel, Kolaw, and Mitz to lead it off. Vinsel had an RBI single back in the third. Also scored a run. And Maggie Swisher into her third inning of relief. Vinsel swings heavy at the first opportunity. Vinsel fouled out in the first inning over at third base to Brinker on a nice play near the fence. Oh, 1 pitch. This one sent back again. 0-2 the count. Pendleton County got 2 runs in the bottom of the first, blanked in the second, but had the big 4-run third inning, had 1 more in the 5th. Wahama again, top of the inning, got their first run of the ball game, and the first run scored against Pendleton County here in the state tournament. The 0-2 pitch waited on and sent hard over the third base area. Some of those Wahama faithful leaning over, as you can see in the bottom corner of the screen. Fortunately, they were able to get out of the way of that one. Count remains 0-2. Swisher rocks and fires. Chopper foul again. Vinsel engaged in a battle with the pitcher, Maggie Swisher. Fouled off a couple of 0-2 offerings. Vinsel with 30 base hits even, 30 RBIs even on the season. Has also scored 20 runs on the year. Just a sophomore as well. We saw her pitch yesterday a little bit. She's got great offerings. Again, waited on that changeup pitch and sent it out of play again. Home plate umpire going to need a reload of softballs here in a second, with Vinsel sending these out of play. Count 0-2 for the 5th time. This one tattooed. Gap shot, that's going to work its way towards the fence line. Cut off by Hoffman, and Vincel's going to stay close to the bag at first. Another base hit for the sophomore, Susan Vinsel. Designated player hitting in the order for the center fielder, Molly Rao, and that'll bring up Kolaw again. 2 RBI rip shot single back in the third.
Now hitting 17, third baseman, Chesney Kolaw.
Kolaw 1 for 2 here today. 14 RBIs on the year. Kolaw hitting .327. She is only a freshman. Goes at the off-speed pitch, though. Well, if you're thinking of situations here and strategies, with the runner on first, Kolaw represents the potential winning run here. No 1 count here to the batter, Kolaw. Swisher rocks and fires. This one turned on and sent into the gap between short and third, and now it gets real because the Wildcats have the potential winning run on the base paths, represented by Chesney Colall. Back-to-back base hits, 11 base hits now for the Pendleton County Wildcats, and we've got a new batter coming to the plate. It'll be number 16, Isabella Lockard, the senior. Lockard, this season, a 300 hitter in 35 plate appearances, 14 runs scored, 9 hits. She's got 6 RBIs, including a double and a triple. So a substitution late by head coach Eric Kreitz, getting this senior an opportunity here. And it comes at a big moment for Pendleton County. As we said, no outs and the potential winning run here in the bottom of the 5th. Represented at first by Chesney Colall. Here comes a bunt attempt. That one laid down nicely and trickles foul. Quickly, Swisher picks that one up. Oh, 0-1 the count. So Lockard attempted a sac bunt here, the first plate appearance. Let's see if she tries it again here on the 0-1. She'll square the bunt, and this one is in fair territory for a second. And goes foul again. Now the count 0-2, and if you're Coach Eric Kreitz, you must have extreme confidence in your batter to lay a bunt with 2 strikes. We'll see what the call will be here. Julia Mongold, hitter number 9 in the order in the on-deck circle for Pendleton County. Swisher and the Wahama defense grinding, trying to keep the runners at first and second from scoring. And it is another bunt attempt, and that one laid down in fair territory as the senior Lockard does the job, and the sacrifice bunt advances the potential winning run into scoring position. A very nice play by Swisher, working over to the first base side, and a nice job by Carr to cover the bag as well. So 1 out now in the inning, and the threat of the top of the order for the Wildcats is looming large. Mongold, a sac bunt as well in the 2nd inning. Lined out to Stats in center in the 3rd. She is 0 for 1, I apologize. Swisher rocks and fires, drops one. Down over the plate for strike 1. Well, Swisher came in that bottom of the 4th and was able to get out of the inning. The bottom of the 3rd without that 8th run scoring. Going to try to do it here again. That one gets away from Van Meter slightly. Gold. One of 6 seniors for Pendleton County. The Wildcats chasing the school's first ever state championship. Swisher drops one a little low. 2-1 the count. Now, barring a double play opportunity here, Swisher and Wahama will have to see Townsend, who is 2 for 2 with a run scored in this one. Here comes the 2-1 pitch, missing low again, and now the count 3-1. Swisher requests a new softball here. May get a little bit of dew on it still from all the rain we had earlier. Again, Wahama backs against the wall here. They need to come back, win this one, and then win the next one. Meanwhile, Pendleton County is a runner in scoring position away here in the bottom of the 5th from potentially winning this thing in a walk-off in the bottom of the 5th inning, and ball 4 is called as Mongold will head to the pass now. All is not lost if you're a Wahama fan, because what this does provide is a force out at any possible base. It also provides the defense with a chance to create a double play opportunity. But again, that's easier said than done, as Avery Townsend has been tremendous this entire 2 days of the state tournament. She's 2 for 3 in this one. The only blemish for Townsend was when she stepped out of the box attempting to bunt in the second inning and called out. And now Coach Riffle is going to maybe make a change here. Let's wait and see exactly what the change will be. So just providing a different look, I think. Coach Riffle is going to go into his bullpen just a little further. A good outing here in relief for the sophomore Maggie Swisher, and it'll be Nixie Davis, the freshman now. And we'll let her take her warm-up pitches. We'll come back here with a very, very interesting bottom of the fifth. A chance for Pendleton County to win it, and Wahama trying to survive.
Urgent moments.
From bumps and bruises to stitches and even x-rays, we've got you covered with extended hours and walk-in care for the whole family.
You do not have to be an Access Health patient to be seen. No appointments, no hassle, just quality care when you need it.
So the new pitcher is Nixie Davis. Took some very quick warm-up pitches. We had to come back right away. And she steps in as a freshman in a very tough environment. The bases loaded, bottom of the fifth with only one out. The potential winning run of the state title, represented by Chesney Colall, out at second. Of course, Vinsel would have to score as well from third. And Townsend, one of the top hitters in the state, is at the plate. Fouled the first one off. She's 2 for 3 so far is Townsend. The pitch slapped down the line again in foul territory. And the freshman Davis giving the Wildcats just a different look, a different arm release, maybe a changeup in some speeds. Just trying to manage and get out of this inning without at least the 9th run scoring. 0-2 the count to Townsend. Beechler salivating in the on-deck circle. She would love to get a chance. Townsend headed to Fairmont State University next year. Here comes the 0-2. There comes the lob pitch. That one up at the dome. And the count 1-2. Davis checking on the wristband. Rocks and fires. Again, that slow pitch missing upstairs. 2-2 the count. Nowhere to put Townsend here. So Davis is going to have to pitch to her. Here comes the 2-2 off speed. That one turned on. It's ripped into right field. 1 run will score. Here comes the winning run. And Colall slides head first to the plate. And the Pendleton County Wildcats have scored the winning run here. We waited for a second just to double check. And in the end, it is a Pendleton County win. I'm not sure, because sliding in head first, I think Colall took some damage, but I'll tell you what, right now for her, she does not feel a thing but excitement as the senior Avery Townsend delivers on a 2-2 pitch, laces it into straight right field down the line. Vinsel comes in to score, and Koloff slides in front of a potential tag. And for the first time in school history, Pendleton County has won a state championship. What a game this one was. What a series for Pendleton County. They finish it up undefeated here in the Class Single A 2025 state championship. Congratulations to the Wahama White Falcons. After missing out last year, they get all the way back to the title match. But in the end, Pendleton County and head coach Eric Kreitz are going to take it home. And Coach Kreitz needed a bath, as his teammates say. We will break away, and we'll come back here. We'll wrap things up, and we'll have the awards presentation here from Little Creek Park in South Charleston. You're watching live streaming coverage of the 2025 Class Single A State Championship on the NFHS Network.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
No plan? No problem. Just wing it. Whether it's a 6 or 10 piece order of our mouth-watering traditional wings or our flavorful boneless wings, now get them smothered in our new garlic parmesan sauce. Gino's Pizza and Spaghetti House. Just wing it.
We welcome you back to Field A here at the Rock in Little Creek Park, South Charleston, West Virginia, as the Pendleton County Wildcats, for the first time in school history, have won a state championship, and it came off the bat of the senior Fairmont State University commit Avery Townsend, a 2 RBI walk-off winner, as you see Koloff sliding in for the winning run. And the Wildcats, well, they finished off the season the last 3 weeks as the #1 ranked team in the state. They spent time throughout the year as the #1 team. Wahama spent time as the 1 team. They finished as the 2 seed. And it's only fitting that the top 2 teams meet right here. It was a tough road to hoe here for the Wahama White Falcons. They had to win this one and then win the next one. But the Pendleton County Wildcats, just too much for everybody this year. They have won their 31st game of the year to only 2 defeats, as you see it. 2 in the bottom of the first, 4 as they exploded in the 3rd inning, and then added 1 in the 4th, got the 2 they needed after Wahama picks up their first run in the top half of the 5th inning. 9 runs on 12 hits, just 1 error for Pendleton County. 1 run on 2 hits and 2 errors for the White Falcons. Congratulations on a tremendous season to Wahama, and congratulations on the 2025 Class Single A State Championship to Pendleton County, their school, their community, and their coaching staff led by Eric Kreitz. Great performance by many involved for both teams. Haley Beechler gets the victory. She goes perfect here in the postseason. Gave up a grand total of 5 hits in 3 games and ended up with a state title to her belts. We will stick around here for the awards ceremony. Appreciate you staying tuned and watching all of the awards being given out. But that will do it for us here on the NFHS Network, as we will be signing off. We appreciate you joining us for continued live coverage of the Class Single A State Championship here on the NFHS Network. Stay tuned for tomorrow and Saturday. Classes AAA and Class 4A will take center stage. For all of us here at Video Productions, I'm Andrew Miller. Our game producer for the entirety of the Single A has been the great Levi Barnhart. Robbie Mounts providing the statistics for us. Butch Mounts is the executive producer of Video Productions. For all of us here, have a wonderful day, and congratulations to the Class Single A State Champions, the Wildcats from Pendleton County High School.
Anderson.
Now we will present the 2025 Class AA State Football Championship Trophy to Ladies and gentlemen, let me direct your attention, please, to Field A for the Class A Softball Awards presentation. On behalf of the Board of Control, the Board of Directors, and the WVSSAC staff, we would like to thank everyone for being a part of this 2025 State Softball Tournament. The WVSSAC wishes to express its appreciation to Toyota, Chick-fil-A, Chocolate Milk, Metro News, The Health Plan, Par Stores, Hope Gas, West Virginia Invest, WVU Medicine, Thomas Hospital, West Virginia Army National Guard, and Field Turf for their support as champion sponsors of the WVSSAC. It's a great honor to have come this far, and we want each of the participants to know that they deserve the respect and admiration of everyone throughout the state of West Virginia. Presenting our awards today to the outstanding athletes and teams representing the WVSSAC and the Board of Directors are Dave Price, Dr. Cindy Daniels, Wayne Ryan, Dan Comer, Jim Crawford, and Greg Bonnell. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we're going to present the all-tournament team. The all-tournament team is from Pendleton County, Bailey Beechler. From Pendleton County, Avery Townsend. From Greenbrier West, Briley Redden. From Wahama, Elisa Hoffman. From Greenbrier West, Maddie Fields. From Trinity, Peyton Moore. From Wahama, Peyton Stats. From Pendleton County, Susan Bensel. From Pendleton County, Lizzie Alt. And from Pendleton County, Julia Montgold. Ladies and gentlemen, there's your all-tournament selection. We'll give you a few minutes to take pictures, and then we'll move on to the team presentation. Everybody
Y'all have a safe trip.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we would like to present the 2025 state single-A state softball runner-up trophy. Goes to Wahama High School. The players accepting their trophy: Audrey Reynolds, Fiona Vanmeter, Kaylin Christian, Kate Reynolds, Peyton Statz, Alyssa Hoffman, Phoebe Richardson, Zoe Mays, Marley Carr, Mary Brinker, Brooklyn Smith, Nixie Davis, Maggie Swisher, Isabella Russell, Miley Young, Jenna Bowles, Halen Jones, Chloe Oblinger, and the coaches, your head coaches, Wes Riffle, assistant Keith Reynolds, and Todd Kitchen. Congratulations to your runner-up, Wahama. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to present the individual awards to the champions of single-A girls softball. Those awards goes to Pendleton County. Individual awards go to Avery Townsend, Bailey Beechler, Jenna Smith, Lizzie Alt, Jess Parker, Susan Bitzel, Chesney Kowal, Jaden Mitz, Julie Mudgold, Molly Rowe, Marley Moyers, Lexi Tingler, Lauren Sisson. Callie Judy. Bella Lockert. And Madison Arball. Your coaches for Pendleton County, head coach Eric Kreitz. Assistant Taylor Southerly, Billy Beechler, Kevin Kreitz. Ladies and gentlemen, your Class A softball state champion, single weight, Pendleton County. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank all of those who made the 2025 state softball tournament an outstanding event. Therefore, good day, everyone. Please be safe traveling home. Good day.